I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the land on which this podcast is recorded today. Also pay respects to the elders past and present, and extend that respect to any other Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who may be listening today. This is Melanated in Melbourne, a podcast designed to give an insightful look into the Australian lifestyle from the lens of two Black American besties. Welcome back, Mel Nation. I'm Ri'chard.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Melanated in Melbourne.
Melanated in Melbourne. Okay, I feel silly singing in front of you. I feel silly. She feels a little self-conscious at the current moment. For those listening at home, we have a very special guest in our studio today. For those watching, you can see this beautiful face.
Look at the material.
Sitting next to us.
Oh, thanks.
Please welcome to the show, Javon! Hooray! Yay! More fire, more fire. Okay.
Oh, immediately in the red.
I know. It's like the little switchboard's already yelling at me, but it's so good to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love the jingle. Melanated in Melbourne. Listen,
And there it is.
I live for it. I live for it.
Well, thank you so much. I'm in a very musical mood today, and that is certainly your influence.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Because last night we had the absolute pleasure of seeing Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm sorry, we're already jumping into it. Do I need to go back?
No, keep going.
Okay,
You're on the
fair
flow.
enough.
You're on the
I'm
flow.
sorry, because I've been
It's on your spirit.
Listen,
Yes.
It is on my spirit. I know that I really like a show when afterwards all I can do is listen to the soundtrack. And it had me. It had your girl locked. I was at the tram stop being like, Jesus!
Genuinely. And I was getting live text the entire time. I was like, I'm just trying to get into bed. I'm trying to get comfortable. And she's like, and then this happened. It's like watching that movie from the 70s.
I went home and watched the movie.
Did you actually?
Film production of Jesus Christ Superstar from, I think, 1971 or 1973 or something like that.
Nicole will
Because
deep dive.
when I get into a musical, it's just like, it just washes over me. And that's how I know that I really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, no worries. Well, because we've been seeing musicals lately that you kind of already know what the end of the story is.
Yep.
So you're kind of like, all right, we'll go in. We'll see how it goes. Because like we saw the Lord of the Rings musical, and we were very well versed in this story. We
Most
even had our elf ears on and everything.
We were decked out. Don't say just elf ears, because
No.
it was more than that.
No, I saw the picture.
Yes,
It was like,
exactly.
we had our elf ears on
We
like
had a full
false.
character.
It was a full gig, and I was obsessed.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was Lady
Thank you, thank you.
Thistlecunt of the Enchanted Forest. She was a highborn elf. Yes. Did you have a character name for your
I actually
elf?
didn't. I was just the persona.
I love that.
You don't need to know the name, because if you see me, that's the last thing you saw anyway.
Exactly.
Period.
Perfect.
Okay.
There are no rumors about me because no one survived.
Exactly. No survivors. There's no survivors. So.
Why did that make you think of Whitney Houston immediately?
Yes! Oh my God, sings, I'm a survivor. This is already off the rails.
Well,
I'm 3 tangents in, and I haven't even said anything yet.
I mean, that's not true. You said a lot of things. But
okay.
before we go into any further tangents, as you know, we're having a live show and decided to get more publicity out. We joined Facebook, which, as some of our viewers may know, we don't really fuck with Facebook like that, just because
You don't need to.
Facebook is so dusty, but like it's a good marketing tool. We've been told by multiple people. So we made a Facebook-like page and we start posting ads for our shows. Like, cool, great. And it's helped ticket sales. But the thing about having ads on Facebook is people just comment on them.
Oh, boy.
And there was this one lady, Penny, I hope you're listening.
Oh, Penny.
Hey, Penny.
Penny said, and I quote, because we were making a summary of what the show's about, et cetera, and Penny said, I presume they will mock us. And I'm like,
They will mock us?
yeah. And I replied from the podcast, I'm like, not at all, Penny. We primarily discuss the similarities and differences of living here versus the States and foster community for those who can relate. Smiley face. I got a like from a stranger. And then this other man just rolls up, Penny, I hope one day you will become friends with a Black American and learn what a beautiful, rich culture they come from. I wish you peace and love.
Oh, good for them.
And I was like,
good for them.
thank you, Adrian. White people clocking each other. It's
Good
just
for them.
I love
Thank you.
Adrian.
Yes. He's an ally.
an alley.
With an IE.
With an alley.
We appreciate
A
an
mess.
alley. No, but thank you for that, because we don't appreciate the shade, Penny. See, that's why you're not a dime. You only 1 cent. That's what it is, because I'm hating ashy comments like that.
Ashy.
I don't, but maybe you did predict the future, because now I am mocking you. I don't know.
She presumed.
Maybe.
She foresaw. If Penny comes to our show, what are we going to say?
What if Penny? I don't think Penny's going to be able to come.
You give Penny peace and love.
See, the thing is, I stalked Penny because if you comment, I need to find out. Every other picture was in Africa. She's got her hands all around this black man.
Stop
and I'm
it.
just like.
Wait a minute. Does she have the haircut?
Let's go back
Right.
in here.
Yeah, does she have the haircut? Genuinely.
Well, let's find out.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Afro beats. Okay.
Yep. Now.
Wait a minute.
Now,
Now, hold up.
Now, Penny.
Now, hold up, Penny.
Penny.
Now, hold up, Miss Penny.
Penny.
Now, hold up, Miss Penny. Now, wait a minute. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna partake.
See that's
I'm not gonna partake. But it's very interesting that somebody whose entire page is drenched in,
And I mean drenched.
in proximity to blackness would have a little shady boots comment.
Oh, and the little statue in the back.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
I
girl.
just.
So I'm
Alright,
confused.
girl.
So I was like, you know what? What's peace and love?
You know what?
Truly.
Sometimes, but proximity to blackness does not mean you're not
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
on some foolishness.
Uh-huh.
So as we see,
As we have seen.
as we have seen.
So thank you, Penny.
Yeah,
For the
thank
laugh.
you. We
And
love
thank
Shout
you,
out to
Adrian.
Penny.
We love fans.
We love our fans.
We love our fans. Say hi to Quarter for me. So anywho,
Oh my goodness.
back to what I was saying.
What were you saying, love?
What was I saying? You did so good in the show last night. I'm sorry. I
Thank
just need to say
you.
that. I need to say that. So, Javon plays Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes. How did it feel to kill Jesus? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Was that a spoiler? Read the Bible.
Listen, no, you'll be surprised.
Men down.
There are some people who don't know the story.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
think it's one of the
Yes.
oldest stories.
And I mean old. And there are people who come up to me after the show and they're like, I didn't know the story, but thank you. And I'm like, huh?
Ooh. Okay.
Thank you for killing Jesus.
And I'm like, you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome.
Jesus wasn't white anyway, so I did you a
Yeah,
favor.
anytime.
Oh, that was definitely some of my feelings on it. Because they were just they're like, yes, from Galilee in the middle of the desert. And there he is, blonde hair, blue eyes. But it must be said, that was definitely the hottest Jesus.
That was the hottest Jesus I've ever seen in my life. Like,
He is hot.
Sorry.
He is
I'm so
hot.
sorry.
another spoiler. So sorry if you haven't seen the show. That's
If
very
you haven't
unfortunate.
seen the show, here we go.
At one point when he was being whipped, I leaned over to Nicole. I'm like, look how shredded Jesus is.
I know.
And
And
it-
shredded he is.
Shredded like wheat.
And I was talking about his flesh. But also the
nailed him.
abs. The
Okay.
abs.
I'm sorry. That's not all right. God knows my heart.
He do.
God knows my heart.
And that's what, never mind.
No, I definitely was feeling a bit conflicted. I was like, well, my dreams are certainly going to be interesting tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, can we say everyone
Yeah,
was just very, very good looking?
I would say yes.
Like, my God.
it may not have been a requirement, but it was a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some pretty people in our company.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Even I can't say the name, but he had the little glasses on.
I know exactly.
You-
The character's name is Caiaphas.
Caiaphas. I was going to say Sisyphus, but that is not.
No,
wasn't even close.
she's not pushing a boulder up a hill. What do you mean?
No. She's not.
She was not. But yeah, someone else ripped to shreds. I want the Jesus Christ Superstar workout plan.
Yes.
If I could lift in the name of Jesus. I'm ready for it. But yeah, I just really appreciated it. I apologize that we are not getting into your origin story.
That's okay.
At this very moment, just because when I came in, I was just like, all right, it's a rock opera. Very cool. Very much my scene when it comes to like the music. I just didn't realize there was going to be just music though.
Oh, really?
I did not realize that. I was like, oh, they ain't gonna say nothing.
Nope.
They just gonna sing it to us. And you come out on stage and you have the first line,
Yep.
first song of the stage.
First song on the show.
Sing, boom, my eyebrows, boom,
Yeah.
flew right off my face.
He hit me in the face.
And we were sitting in the back.
Collateral damage. Like,
We were sitting in the back.
Yep.
And I was like, where did my caterpillars go? They flew away. Because you were just like, you know what? I'm going to fill this entire space, all the nooks, all the crannies. I'm pretty sure people out on the street could hear you. Because you were singing to the back.
I also get really excited when I know people are in the audience.
I get that,
Genuinely.
I get that.
So like I knew y'all were there yesterday, and I also had 4 other friends there. So I had a posse of 6.
I know that's right.
And that's when you're doing a show 8 times a week, and we've been doing it since September.
Wait, but there's only 7 days in the week. What do you mean 8 shows?
You heard what I said.
Oh my goodness.
So we do Wednesday to Sunday.
Okay.
And we have double shows on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're doing that 8 times a week, and we're on show like 180 or something like that.
Wow.
Because we did all of Sydney, we did Perth, and now we're here in Melbourne, and then we'll go to Brisbane.
I love the abbreviation. The Aussies love an abbreviation.
They do.
So
Everything has
place.
an O.
Yes, exactly. They love shortening something.
Yeah.
They love shortening something. When somebody says thank you instead, they say ta.
Okay, Ta was new to me
You
until
were
like maybe 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
And someone said it to me. I said, "I'm sorry, what?"
Ta?
I said, "Who's Ta?" where do I find her? And does she do hair? Because I have questions for Ta. I do.
Oh my God. So how long have you been here in Melbourne?
I have been here now for 3 years.
Oh, bless.
Yes, 3 years now. Came over to do Hairspray.
Oh, Hairspray.
Many moons
I
ago.
love that show too.
And then I just decided not to stay. I mean, not to leave.
Yeah, no, don't have to stay in the States. I get
correct.
you because it's just
because it is chaos.
Oh yeah.
To say the very least.
chaos. Very, very much so.
Yeah.
No, you made the right decision.
No, I love it here so much.
Oh, that's
I love
so
it.
good, Boo. Where'd you move here from?
So I'm originally from New Jersey.
You should know.
Period. Jersey, stand up.
Should have separated y'all.
Stand up.
I actually should have known the seating position was going
Are
to be
you
a
from
problem.
Jersey?
Yes, I'm from Jersey.
Where in
That's what I'm
Jersey?
saying. Okay, so I am from Monmouth County, so it's like around
Yeah,
the Jersey
babes.
Shore.
Yeah.
Around the Jersey Shore, like all those people on that TV show, they exist.
No, that like they do.
They exist because
They
everybody
do.
kept saying when the show came out, they're like, "That's not a direct representation of the people here in New Jersey," and I'm like,
Well,
okay, sure, but they 100% exist. So let's not pretend. And then after I graduated from high school, I moved up to Hoboken.
Hey.
So Hoboken, no joking.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
So I was born in Jersey City.
Oh my God, that's right. That's a Hoboken.
Hudson County, stand up.
Yes.
And then I moved to Union.
Oh yeah.
And
so you North Jersey.
Yeah,
for real,
I'm a
for
North
real.
Jersey
You
for real.
North
But
Jersey
I went to Ri'chard University,
Oh, you went to Rider. Oh my God.
which is down in I don't know what county that is.
Yeah, no, me neither.
But-
Maybe Princeton because it's near
Literally
that,
down the
maybe.
street from Princeton
Down the
University.
street
okay.
from
Thank
Princeton.
you. Thank you for the one. For people who don't know
yeah, for-
Jersey,
for-
I'm just like, those are words. Place name, background information.
Yeah, so we were like 10 minutes down the street from Princeton University. And I know Princeton University very well for reasons that I won't say. But
Ooh, all right.
I mean, yep.
we had, listen, the Princeton boys we had fun.
Get a full ride.
Babes.
Scholarship.
And half of them, one of them will be a president, I think. And I'll be like, looking on the screen like,
Happy birthday, Mr.
Mr. President. I know that's right.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Uh-huh.
That's so good. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did a musical at Rider University so very long ago. I won't say exactly how long,
Yeah.
but they were doing hair.
Yes.
And they were like, we don't have enough black people. And I was going to community college at that time. I was going to
Hey.
Brookdale.
Uh-huh.
And I got a call from a girl that I went to high school with, and she's like, we need black people for our show. Could you come? And I was like, can I for a musical? And we literally drove out there, audition. But it's always so embarrassing when you get there to audition and they wanted me to sing like Aretha Franklin. And I'm just like, oh, that's not the kind of singing that I do.
But also
Per
just
se.
to put you in that box in the first place.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, I'm so sorry to disappoint. So even though I didn't necessarily have the voice that they were searching for, they were still like, well, we need a bit of color in this production, but it's probably one of my fondest memories. I really love that show.
I do too.
It was so cool. Being in theater is so much fun because it's just this concentrated intimacy.
Yeah.
And you're like building something together and you're working on something and you're spending so much time with each other. and then you get to show it and share it with everybody.
And that truly is the entire message and motto of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes.
Because the show, I mean, y'all saw it's so intense, especially for the ensemble and our swings. Like, they are dancing.
Oh!
Yeah.
And I mean,
non-stop.
dancing.
Speaking of which, the redhead, she was crumping.
Darcy.
Like nobody's business. She had that.
I was like, I need to know her story.
I was like, put her in Stomp the Yard. Killing it. Mob leader. And I was like, oh, wow. I thought it was so interesting the fact that they put the orchestra, or the musicians, up on the top.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very interesting. And then ultimately, the stage stays the same for a good amount of the show. The wardrobe, I realized after watching the movie, I'm like, oh, this is all supposed to reflect like modern times.
Yeah.
So you can understand
What we're saying.
And actually how close it all is of like how they would really kill somebody for trying to unify people, essentially.
Yes.
It hit home real quick.
Especially in today's climate.
Especially in today's climate.
It just shows how fickle a community of people can be.
How fickle, because they really turned on him.
And with little information. Just the seedlings of a rumor, and they were like, oh,
you know what? Yep.
Period. It really was like that, because they were just like, oh, you call yourself king of the Jews, and he was just like, if that's what you want to call me, like that's not what I'm calling myself. That's what these other people are calling me.
Yep.
Like, why am I in it?
Why am I?
Why am I in it? Jesus was like, why am I in it? And oh, sorry, I just had another flash of Jesus shirtless. Sorry. My mind. Let's get right back to it. God, he was singing down too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My gosh. They had some real certified singers.
Yes. Well and truly. Like, I already had rumors of how talented everyone was going to be. So I'm like, Nicole, just get ready. Just get ready.
And I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
I'm so glad that there's rumors that everyone really likes it. That makes me happy.
Like 100%. Because in the first act, I was like, okay, like this. I'm like, oh, they're going to be singing. They're not necessarily going to be talking. And sometimes with my brain, I'm like, oh, what is it that they're saying? Because it's being sung, my brain isn't absorbing all of it. So sometimes it happens. But I realized, I was like, oh, this is really a song-driven, talent-driven, character-driven kind of show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it's got to get somewhere. Not quickly. It takes its time in the right way. But the second act just blew me away. And I kind of felt bad for Judas.
Thank you.
I kind of felt bad for Judas.
That is the highest compliment as an actor and as a performer you can say to me.
Yeah.
Because Judas has, in history, been considered the bad guy.
For sure.
And most of that is true.
I mean, we're not even allowed in church.
Yep.
Did you grow up in church?
I sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
We weren't even allowed to think about Judas. Like, he was just a bad person.
Yeah.
There's no other...
There was no ifs,
automatic
ands, or
villain.
buts about it.
There's no complex character, nothing.
Buts about it. But watching you and ultimately... him realizing, wait a minute, did I do this of my own accord, or was I destined to do this? Did God make me do this? And just kind of feeling so helpless in a way. And he was just trying to make sure Jesus was staying in check.
He was looking out for his homie.
Like, we got bills to pay, baby girl.
Yeah.
Like,
literally.
He was like,
literally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, Judas was hating on the hoes a little bit. He was hating on my girl Ho Mary. He was hating on my girl Ho Mary a little.
That mic snatched. I felt that in my bone. Like,
all she wanted to do was rub a little oil on Jesus' phone. Well, try not to worry. I got some oil. Put it on your scalp and your feet. Those are not the words, but that's ultimately what.
But we might put those in tonight. Okay.
Yeah. But it made me consider like what Judas was trying to do, because we look at the betrayal, but we don't necessarily think of the
human behind
the
it.
human behind the decisions that he made. He was just like, shouldn't we be using money to feed the poor? Jesus is like, there's always going to be poor people. But I think we're told that Judas ultimately did what he did for greed.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't play into that.
Yeah.
I think, again,
I
we're
didn't
taught that.
Yeah, I didn't get that from your rendition.
And he does take the 30 pieces. That is a thing.
Yes.
So he was paid for what he did.
Yeah.
But at least for me, when I do it, I think of it as like I was doing it for what I thought was right.
Yeah.
And what I was doing was trying to get my friend and be like, hey, like, these people are going to come after you.
Yeah.
If you continue on the path that you're going down, you're not going to see much more of yourself. You know what I mean? And it's annoying that it comes to money.
Yeah.
That it has to be the reason that he kind of does what he does. But ultimately, I lean more into the fact that he loved Jesus.
I see.
And I try to lead the entire performance with love.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people. It's easy, especially as a black man, to come on that stage and to be angry and to be all the stereotypes that they think of us as.
Okay.
And you're playing into it because that is the character. And all of the songs that Judas sings are very like and aggressive and just like in your face.
Yes.
So I made it a point to be like, I can't be that.
Yeah.
He has to come from love. He can't.
It was beautifully nuanced.
Thank you.
It was beautifully
Thank you.
nuanced.
I really appreciate that.
No,
That's
no, no.
so.
I genuinely
I was
mean
Team
it.
Judas the whole time. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he deserved it.
Yeah. Yes.
Do we know the whole story? She ran off screen. Maybe there's something happening behind the stage.
Stop it.
You were also the stairmaster. You were just getting up those stairs.
I literally said that to Ri'chard. I was like, look at the way he ran up them stairs.
You know he fit.
Look at the way he ran up the stairs and then was singing at the top of the stairs. And I'm like, he don't even sound out of breath. My Lord. I'm just so impressed.
It's funny because like I'm the only person who runs up and down,
Yes.
climbing the entire set.
Judas
And then you're like,
Stairmaster.
exit stage left, but teleport. It's like,
And then got a whole song to sing after
And
I
a
just
whole
ran
song
up
to
the
sing.
steps.
Yeah.
I would have been like, pause.
cardio.
Pause. Hold up.
Judas would be in the chair if it was me. I'm like, you know what?
Jesus.
Lord,
Hold on. Let me get my. All right.
Bring out the water, please. And my asthma pump.
Don't
Thank you.
don't make it wine. I'm good. I need to be hydrated.
And my asthma pump. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah, I think it was beautifully nuanced in that way. And I'm just speaking specifically to the way the musical is written, and we're just going to talk about these characters. So super religious people, if you need to skip this episode, so be it. But the way that the Jesus character is written, it's kind of like when I watch Harry Potter, I know this is the craziest segue of all time. When I watch Harry Potter, I just get a little annoyed with Harry. I'm just like, oh, you're just like this goody two-shoe, golden boy. There's not really a whole lot. I know, I'm an OG hater when it comes to that. So I was just like, oh man, the Jesus character, it's a bit bland, but I'm just talking about the writing.
Yep.
But what that young man was able to do in the second act, and especially in the temple scene, and the pain that was brought to it, and even with the crucifixion of the Father, into your hands I commend my spirit, and forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they do. He just had a pain that I hadn't really seen, because I have not seen Passion of the Christ by Mel Gibson. I have not seen that one.
You saved yourself.
Yeah.
That was trauma. That was trauma.
Yeah, I did not see it, but watching that pain actually be depicted, it was uncomfortable.
For Michael,
Yeah.
he is very religious.
Oh, is he?
Yes. So,
Yes.
and he's the type of religious person that I appreciate and I love because he doesn't throw it on anyone.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about.
He sits in his truth
That's
and
what I'm
whatever that
talking
is
about.
for him. And he loves everyone.
And that's
and he
what I'm
tries to
talking about.
understand everybody.
That's what it's supposed to be.
But when he's on that stage and he's singing and playing Jesus, and those words that he's saying to God, he means every single word.
Ooh.
So
I
for
believe that.
him, because he's not an actor, he doesn't come from musical
He's
theater.
not an actor.
No, he doesn't come from musical theater. He's like a pop star singer, producer. He sang backup for Cold Chisel for a bit. He was on The
wow.
Voice, I
My
think.
in-laws are going to love that.
There's another band that he was in that I don't remember. But yeah, Michael is a full-on
Wow.
gigger. He gigs. He's a
Wow.
singer. So this is not his realm in terms of being in a musical.
Yeah.
Even though this is barely a musical, it's more of like
I mean,
a rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Concert?
It's an opera.
No,
Like,
I was
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to see it as a
Opera.
concert. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very concert feel. But yeah, he loves the Lord.
Wow.
And when he sings, you can feel that.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh, wow, because I wasn't expecting him to sing the way that he was singing. And I was just like, oh my goodness. It was just beautiful, but it's so painful. And it was a really good personification of this story that we've heard so many times. The human element of it was just unbelievable. Like I said, I went home and watched the movie.
Yeah.
Like
Nicole was
I said,
up
I went
late.
home-
Nicole was up late.
I was sending screenshots to Ri'chard.
That's a lot of Jesus Christ Superstar one day.
Oh,
was,
actually 2 days because she rolled in here still singing it.
I sure was. I sure was.
And I'm like, and I know at a certain point I'm just gonna have to cut it off because I know Nicole could talk about this for 6,000 hours.
I will. Sorry, but thank you for letting me get off that chest, and thank you for sharing your gifts with us and
absolutely.
bringing such a human element to an otherwise demonized
Yeah, one-dimensional
character in history.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely top tier. Well, so speaking of musicals or pseudo musicals,
I love it. Great. I'm in a musical mood. I've been listening to musicals 24 hours, baby. Let's do it.
So you said you came here for Hairspray. When I ran into you at the ballet, I was like,
Yes.
Like I was like, Javon, like, why is it? And I was like, bam. So Nicole was also at the ballet, but she had to go early for a gig, and that's where we met.
I had an improv performance.
Period.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And they
So
won. Did you win that? I think you won
win.
that one. Yeah.
We did win. Yes.
They're in a winning streak.
Well, we were.
So while Nicole was winning, we were drinking with the 4 black folks that were downstairs.
Yes.
Yay, 4 chocolate chips in the cookie. Disperse, otherwise you're all in the same spot.
Oh no, we did not do that. We did not do that. We were like safety in numbers.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Like, at a certain point, I think someone popped a champagne bottle and somebody ducked.
Rum, pum, pum, pum.
And I'm like, no, that's not here.
Yeah, I know. We have PTSD from being American.
And do.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was basically convincing him, like, so you're going to stay, right? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. What shifted for you to be like, actually, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. In full transparency, when I was doing Hairspray, we opened in Melbourne, and then we did our Melbourne season. I was going to leave after Melbourne because I was not having a good time.
Aww.
At the time, Australia was not giving for me.
I understand that.
There were people in the company that I didn't vibe with very well. And it was all kind of race-based.
Obviously.
Because Hairspray, if anyone knows it, is about race.
Yes.
And it's about fat phobia and those things. But the racial aspect of the show, so half of the company was Americans. Like the entire kind of black ensemble were made up of Americans minus maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we were all not from here.
Yeah.
And the show puts the 2 groups together. That's just how the show was written.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we never really saw eye to eye. And you had a group of people on one side who were from this country who were not really happy about us because as Americans, we come into a space
and we command
a space and we take ownership in that. And that's just an American trait.
It is an American trait.
That's how we were raised. We need to do so. If you're doing
because especially in musical theater, there's someone who looks like you who can do the same thing and then probably better.
Yeah.
So if you're in that space, you take command of that space and you do what you need to do. But anyway, so I was going to leave after Melbourne, but the girl who played Penny, who played opposite because I played Seaweed, is still to this day my best friend.
Oh my gosh.
We are so close.
Can we shout her out?
Yeah, shout out to Mackenzie.
Oh, Mackenzie. Shout out Mackenzie.
She literally is the reason why I'm still here on a friendship and a personal level. And once I decided to stay, I was like, you know what? I like Australia. It kind of grew on me. I traveled a bit, went to Adelaide, went to Sydney, did a bit of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I met a person. That is no longer a thing. So for a while, I was staying because I wanted to stay, but then also I met this person and we dated for a year. And I think when I had met you, I think we were together, maybe or not. I don't remember.
Well, were they at the function?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, they weren't. But I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And that man is straight.
No.
Allegedly?
Okay. Well, because wait.
We'll be right back after these messages. All right, who is it? Y'all got until the end of the song. Fine, sorry. And we're back.
Maybe not.
Something's going on here.
I don't remember.
That's all right. We'll have a conversation off camera.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
So was that person from Australia though?
Yeah. And
sometimes when you get with people that are from here and they can kind of show you the stuff around.
Girl.
Did it feel that way?
For a majority of that relationship, it was fabulous. I just think there's an Australian and American clash in terms of the mind and how we operate as people.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
Australians, no offense to all of you who are listening, are very passive people.
Very passive. I think that's a fair
And
statement.
I think
We've said it a
most
million times.
would agree.
Yeah.
And Americans are very assertive.
Yeah.
And those things don't usually go well together, especially when it's in a relationship setting and you have one party who is still trying to figure out their oneness with themselves.
Okay.
And you have another person who is very much
themselves.
We're locked in. Like
We're
all my
here.
demons, we're double teaming everybody.
You know, I've done my work.
Yeah.
And I talked to Jesus. I talked to my therapist. I've done it all.
Yes.
And you haven't.
Yes. And you can't make someone do the work on themselves.
Yeah,
I
gotta
think
want to.
as Americans, we're
100%.
also on the self-improvement.
Yes.
It's almost like a refining kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like sometimes with Australians, we're just like, I'm fine just the way I am. This is it. Fair dinkum. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like I don't necessarily hear about somebody becoming a different version of themselves, because sometimes here people can very much be the same for a very consistent amount of time.
And that is interesting to me. I don't really understand why. It's okay to grow.
It is. It is.
And
but
it actually is lovely.
yeah, for sure. But some people just get comfortable.
Yeah.
Some people
Complacent.
are just very comfortable. And
Complacent.
They're complacent. And I think
People can be very
the financial
comfortable.
stability is part of it for them. 'Cause,
Financial
like,
stability, we always say.
not that everybody's rich, but the middle class, they got stuff. Like almost everybody is like, oh, I got this. I'm going to inherit this when my parents die. Like I don't need to do more than this because this is good enough. Like I will be taken care of from point A to point B.
Yep.
Everything in between is like, why?
Yes.
Why can't I just enjoy myself now? But what are you living for if not to have a purpose?
Correct.
And I don't feel there's that many people looking for their purpose. And I can't associate with those kind of people. Like,
Same.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on them. I still feel friendly with them, but
Yeah.
I can't build with you. I can't bounce off of you. We can't make each other better if you're just like, I'm good here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like the ambition side of things, that's also a very American trait. And considering how we would have grown up in the sense that we would have seen older generations and like the struggle that they went through and then being like, well, I'm here where I'm at, so I have to make sure that I'm on a higher level for the next ones that come around. You always want the people after you to do better.
Standing on the back of giants.
Yeah. So I feel like that's instilled in us as Black Americans as well.
Yeah.
For
100%.
sure. So yeah, I get that, babe.
Yeah.
Totally.
But ultimately, I love it here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And 3 years now. And I continuously get work, which I am very grateful for.
I know that's right.
Yeah, because this industry is not easy.
No, it's not.
By any means
By
necessary.
any means, and nothing is promised
At all.
at all.
So I know that me being here and being a visitor, it means a lot when people and producers come up to me and they're like, we want to continue to work with you. And it means that I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's now transcended past color, which I appreciate. And I think Jesus Christ Superstar has taken me out of that
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that world of like, oh, you're just a Black artist. You can play the Black roles.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing a role that is, yes, traditionally played by Black men.
They were Black in the movie. That was Black Judas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the things that I've done before Jesus Christ Superstar and what I'm doing after are a little bit more.
Yeah. I can get that, and it's not necessarily that you want to separate yourself from your Blackness because we can't.
No.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not
like
possible.
we're seen as that, but it's just like the box that you're put in.
100%.
It's the box that you're put in, and then people being like, no, we need somebody with like a different vibe, not so urban, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
however they define it. But yeah, a lot of the times talent will get you in the door, but brand makes you stay.
Yes.
Reputation.
Yes.
Easy to work with.
Yep.
Very talented, hardworking.
Just being a person. at
Being
the
a
end of the day,
person,
you know?
yeah.
Someone I can have a conversation with.
Totally. Yes. Very much with the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have the
100%.
vibes.
You mentioned that you keep getting work, and I do believe you posted about this, so I think it's okay to talk about Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, snap!
Back to the Future is next.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm playing.
Marty?
No.
Marty McFly?
I can do anything.
I was like, oh, snap!
No, I'm playing Goldie Wilson. So in the movie, he was the mayor.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And then when they go back in time, he worked at the diner.
Oh, yes.
So that is me in the musical. The load on that in comparison to what I'm doing now is significantly less, but I am so happy about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You gonna get some rest?
Babes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's what we call a princess track.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that's right.
And I love it. I love it. I
that's
come out, sing my 2.5 songs, and carry on.
I know that's right. Yeah, because, man, going back to Jesus Christ Superstar, I was like, this is a singing ass show. I was like,
And you were every other song.
And it's
Yeah.
very,
You
and
were
the
every other
energy
song.
And the energy, and it's like big. There's no quiet songs.
No.
Judas ain't singing soft.
At all.
He ain't singing soft.
There's nothing
He said what he
soft.
said.
There's nothing soft about it. It's brutal. Actually, I've just contradicted myself. There's nothing soft about it. However, the ending of the show took me by surprise with how quiet it is.
Yes, I love it.
It's so quiet.
And it makes people so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. And then the next thing I know, that you guys came out, and I was like, oh, this is it?
It is
Oh
it is one of my
gosh.
favorite parts of the show
It's so interesting.
because, I mean, we talk about this in the show when we were putting it together. Is that it's like a record, and you put the needle on the record, and it keeps
record.
going, and the show doesn't stop.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and that's kind of the analogy we use for Jesus Christ Superstar. And there are maybe 2 moments of silence in the entire show.
Yes.
Maybe 3 if you count the intermission.
Yeah.
You know what I
moment,
mean?
But you guys are all standing on stage, and it's so.
And it's just, I don't want to give any spoilers of what the visual is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
At the end of that song, there's a visual, and it's just us, and no one's moving.
No one was
No
breathing.
moving, nobody's talking, and me, I have an issue when things are too quiet. I have to laugh, so I'm like, I'm literally sitting here,
Yes.
just like,
I couldn't even look at Ri'chard during
and like
that part.
I'm vibrating a certain
please,
please, like
please.
it's a very impactful moment. I need to not.
I
do that.
know, because I'm the first one to laugh, and please do not laugh.
Yep, and that's why
Situation.
I was literally like looking straight at them because I knew if I looked at Nicole, I would have been like, and there's ruined.
I was like, no. Oh, no. And then it was the worst because I put my phone away and it crunched my bag of pickle chips that I had in my bag.
Nicole bought kettle corn chips. She's like, I'm gonna open it now so they don't make noise in the theater.
Shout out
I'm
to
like,
Chappie's Chips. I hope y'all become
sponsored.
Yeah,
sponsors of the
sponsor.
show because I be tearing them chips up, baby. Especially the pickle ones. They're so good.
So good.
But during that part, I just hadn't put my phone into my bag because the second act just starts to take off. And I was like, oh, child, let me put my phone in my bag. And it was like during the quietest part of the show. But it was just so... Is poignant the word? I don't know. It was just reflective.
Yeah.
Because usually musicals end with like a really big bang. Even though I thought we were going to see Jesus pop out the cave. I thought I was going to stop the track. Let me state facts. I told you, give me a minute and I'll be right back. Shout out to Beyonce. We know
Please, shout out. Can we talk about it?
Yes.
Shout out to the Queen.
Oh, yes.
She's in Chicago right now.
All my friends are seeing her right now in Chicago.
Yes. I'm going to see her in D.C. It's going to be the week of my wedding. It's going to be the greatest week of my life. I can't wait. I'm so excited. She just sets the bar. When you go to her shows, for those of you who have never been to a Beyonce show.
Yeah,
Shame.
Literally shame. Do better.
Even if you're not necessarily a Beyonce fan.
Which also is a problem.
That is a character flaw.
Yes, don't be a Beyonce hater. Because there are people who I'm like, oh, okay, I may not necessarily indulge in their music, but I can see the hard work they're doing. However, there's something about going to her concert, you just feel like you want to be the best version of yourself when you're there and when you leave. And it's just so inspirational. It's just, I'm about to swallow the microphone. Let me back this up. But yeah, I can't wait to be in that energy again.
I'm so jealous.
I cannot wait. I almost canceled my wedding because I was just like,
and it's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. She was like, "What dates are those again?"
I was about to pick a fight.
Like, can we move the wedding a little bit? It's like a little.
Listen, I was like, does it really have to be on this date?
So you picked it. You picked it for Beyonce.
I know. I did. I'm getting married on 7-Eleven. Shoulders sideways. Stick it in the air. Yeah, no, I'm a fan.
Same.
Yes, so please do not issue a restraining order before I get over there. But I forgot what I was talking about. Beyonce, I love you.
Well, that's a perfect segue to nothing we were talking about. Tell me, because got to bring it back. So you mentioned getting work here, and one of the questions I wanted to ask you, because obviously you probably auditioned from the States to get Hairspray. How has the audition process been different here versus being in the States?
I'm very fortunate here that I don't really audition anymore.
I know that's right. Sorry.
My people will call your people.
Let me backtrack a slight bit.
Honestly, no. You go ahead and step up in it because it's
say what you want to say.
Auditioning is a very challenging process.
It is. I love to audition. It is my favorite thing about being a musical theater performer. I have 10 minutes or so to come into a room for people that I may or may not know, do some material for you.
You like the challenge.
Babes, I love it.
You love the
because it's 10
challenge.
minutes
Look
of
at
my life that I'll never get back, but I get to have so
Wow.
much fun.
That's
Go
cool.
in, sing down boots,
Sing,
give you a bit of
boots,
acting
blast
sides,
it off.
and carry on.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're a champion.
So, yeah, I do audition. I usually will do one. I did 2 auditions for Jesus Christ Superstar, and I did literally 1 audition for Back to the Future.
Wow.
And a lot of it is just to film it, to be sent to the international creatives or whoever that is. So it's not like I'm in there over and over and over again.
Gotcha.
Which is a blessing in itself that I've reached this point in my career at 28.
Oh, little baby.
I know.
Little baby.
But yeah, when I was auditioning back home in the States, it can be very intense. I moved to New York for 2 years before I then came over here. Auditioning in New York City is a lot.
Oof. I mean,
you know, even with an agent, even with an appointment, I think now they're starting to cultivate a space where people can feel a bit more love in the room. But a lot of it is just like people are sitting in the chair like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, your name is, oh yes, nice to see you. What do you, yeah, and it's just, you do your thing. And sometimes they cut you off and then like, you know, it is what it is. Like they have thousands of people that they need to see.
I've heard of people going into an audition and the casting director was eating during their audition.
That's happened to me.
Oh, like see that's
happened to me.
Oh no!
Especially if you're right before lunch or right after lunch, they get irritated and they angry and they're like, and Miss Mama still having her sandwich and she's just like, nah, like we don't have to. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. But still, I'm here to like give you a product.
Yeah.
So at least just listen.
Yes.
You know, you may not like it, but please listen.
Give me the time.
Give me the time.
I worked on this.
Yeah, I went home and I worked on this. I learned these notes and learned as many lines as I could.
Yeah.
Auditioning can be tough, but I have learned to love it because of those situations. Because it can easily turn into the worst day of your life.
Oh my
Easily. Because if you're so wrapped up in like, what are they thinking of me? Am I going to get this job? X, Y, like all the things. It can easily be like, nope.
The blocks will come tumbling down very, very quickly. And it's just like, if you actually just view an audition as a win.
Yep. And it is.
Because not everybody gets to audition.
Exactly.
Not everybody gets to do it. So even if you get that chance, celebrate that.
Yep.
Because that's already an
The amount of times they say no to people just off of a headshot is...
Yes, but that's the whole thing, because sometimes it'll be like a cattle call, and then you'll like go in, and then you'll see a whole bunch of people who kind of look just like you.
Yep.
And you kind of realize, you're like, oh.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. You're kind of like, maybe I am not a unique snowflake.
Yeah.
But you are, but it's just like, that's how quickly you can lose the mental game.
And I think a lot of people fail to realize that like there are so many other things that come into play when you're auditioning for a musical or a play or a screen or whatever it is. And it has nothing to do with your abilities as a person and as a performer. Yeah. And it could simply be you're not tall enough.
Yep.
Or you and the person that they've already cast don't look good together. Or like there's so many things.
Yeah.
It's not personal,
but it's kind of personal.
Yes.
But they don't mean it like, oh, like
we don't hate you.
Fuck you in particular. It's not like that, but it's just like, oh no, there's just certain things that need to line up. That's why you try not to internalize that, but it's a slippery slope.
It is a very slippery slope.
It can be a slippery slope. So you've always been into musicals.
Yes.
Yes. May I please ask for your favorite one?
Oh, my favorite. This is no one's gonna like this answer, but my favorite is Phantom of the Opera.
No, I love that answer, Christine Diane. Like, listen, longest running show. Oh, and then you're in
that was the
Andrew
first
Lloyd Webber musical now. Oh my god.
It was the first show I saw in 5th grade.
It was one of the longest running shows.
And I remember I sat all the way in the back in the mezzanine. My mom was next to me. She was asleep. And
shout out to sleeping mama.
Yeah, shout out to mom. And I remember being there like, oh my God, like this is fantastic.
Enthralling.
I didn't get into musicals until I was in high school.
Okay, cool.
Because I was an athlete growing up. So I only kind of sang in church for a bit. And that was my experience. And and the only reason I went to Phantom, by the way, was because I got extra credit. Because at the time I was playing the trumpet.
Yeah.
And my teacher, Miss Melody, shout out to Miss Melody.
Yes.
She was like, oh, there's a musical on Broadway happening right now called Phantom of the Opera. If you go and bring back the ticket or the playbill, I'll give you whatever the extra credit was. And I was like,
that's so cool.
And in the Black House, listen, extra credit. We love extra credit.
Give me that.
All the that's the only
immediately.
All of it. That means that's an assignment I don't got to do later.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Calculating in advance, like I can just skip, carry one. Yeah.
Can do. So I said, Mom, we're going to do this. She's like, oh, yes, extra credit. Yeah, baby. So we went. But yeah, I grew up an athlete and then kind of got into it a bit late.
But I actually don't view that as late. I can understand how it may feel that way, considering all of this is very made for it. But honey, that was right on time.
I agree.
That was right on time.
There are some days where I'm like, oh, just because like I didn't come out the womb with my tondus and in my ballet classes and things like that.
Thinking of my turnout right now.
I've been slouching the whole time. Like I'm already a lost cause. I'm let it be.
So like when I was in school, when I was at Ri'chard, I felt so out of place because I was like, some of these girls literally have been dancing since they were 2.
Okay.
And I literally took my first dance class at Ri'chard University. Took my first voice lesson at Ri'chard University. Took my first all the firsts.
But that's why Ri'chard is such a good art school. That's what made it so good, because it exposes you to so much more. I went to performing arts high school. I went to FPAC. Like, yes, exactly. Freehold Performing Arts. That I was in their dance.
Oh my God, amazing.
I was in their dance program, and every single day they made me feel like, oh, you don't got it. You do not have it. The thing you're supposed to have, you don't have that. And the girls in the program were such good dancers. Right. They were such good dancers. But the opportunities that I got, the things that I was exposed to, like being able to go see the Alvin Ailey Dance Company, and seeing different musicals and being able to go to Steps and Broadway Dance Center, it just exposes you to so much. And that's also another reason why I love Jersey, and I'll always talk about how much I love New Jersey. Same. Because you're exposed to so much in that
the proximity
state.
to New York City is fantastic.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, yeah.
People don't go to Jersey to visit it, but you only happen to find yourself there.
Yep.
However, growing up there, I'm like, oh, it's the best because we're just next to everything.
Yep. I love New Jersey. I don't want to live in New Jersey.
Agreed. The property taxes are too high. The property taxes are too high.
I love New Jersey.
Same. I love it. And then we got so many people from there.
We do.
So many people from there.
Yeah.
Some of the most famous people.
Did you know that Whitney Houston's from New Jersey?
I
did.
Queen Latifah's from Elizabeth. And that's the town over from Union.
Exactly. And then she had a house in Colts Neck, which is like right around Monmouth County. And Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi, Connie Chung. Shout out to music. There's even Meryl Streep, one of the greatest actresses of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wendy.
How you doing?
Bless her. Free Wendy.
Yes.
I actually forgot what happened to Wendy. Like, I know she retired,
I
but
think she's under a conservator. Okay. I'm not going to spell it.
But apparently she had dementia, but doesn't have dementia. Like, it's just
been very confusing.
Back and forth of
been very confusing, but I hope she gets to come back to what it is, because I got to sit in the audience for the Wendy Williams show back when she first got it.
Yeah.
And then the first thing she said to me, because of course I'm like, Wendy! Like just screaming. And she's like, I like you. You're loud, just like me. And it was so good. It was like me and my friend Sherry. Shout out to Sherry. The way we were screaming for Wendy, like, we love you, Wendy. They used us for if you would like tickets to the Wendy Williams show. Like, it was like, for such a long time, because we were that big of fans. The Queen of Mess.
Queen of Mess.
Queen of Mess.
Love her though.
Yeah, which is so good.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're running out of time, but I also really want to ask you, because you were singing down.
Thanks.
Okay, raised in the church.
Uh-huh.
Some people don't sing in the church anymore.
They don't.
It's kind of like, yeah.
I hated it.
You hated it.
Mm-hmm. Because I had a bit of a conflicting relationship with church. And I think I still do have a conflicting thing just as a gay man. And I didn't go to one of those churches that was like, if you're gay, you're going to hell. But like,
it was still
something that was in the media. And I had friends that I kind of grew up in church, and then we all went to school together, and they would say these things. And I used to be like, well, like, my church never said that. But it seemed to be a general consensus amongst especially in a black house around black folk. And so it was very interesting, and I didn't like singing in church. I didn't like it. I love it now.
I was going to say, your voice is just it's unbelievable.
I think it has, thank you. I think it has served me in ways that I didn't think it would, singing in church and growing up, and then adding the musical theater training behind it. Even though I don't like to say I sing like a musical theater person, because I don't think I do, because there's a very specific sound to when you sing like a musical theater person.
Okay.
Listen to since you're on a musical theater train.
Yes, okay.
Listen to what's new and current. Listen to something like Death Becomes Her.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about it. I was listening to a little bit of it today.
And the way that they sing, although it's amazing,
Megan
is
Hilty, Michelle Williams,
it's very musical theater.
I understand what you're saying.
Even if you listen to the Hairspray original cast recording, very musical theater.
I hear what you're saying.
And I don't kind of fit into that kind of voice.
Okay.
I think I sing more like I don't even know, I guess
Okay.
in the pop world.
Okay, as long as you're complimenting your voice.
Oh, no.
It's just,
No,
yeah.
I'm not shading it.
Apples
by
and
any
oranges.
means.
Just apples and oranges.
But I can understand what you're saying, like that typical Broadway voice. But at the same time, it's nice that we're living in a time that's trying to explore more options, because I remember Tony Award-winning Miss Audra McDonald. I've been on a very big Audra McDonald kick right now. When she was cast as Rose in Gypsy, and people were in the comments tearing her up.
Yep.
I don't think she's right. It's supposed to be an Ethel Merman type, but like Bette Midler did it, and she was so good at it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Audra McDonald isn't good enough to play Rose.
Audra McDonald can do whatever she wants.
She can do whatever she wants.
That woman has like 42 Tonys.
She has so many, and she's about to get another one. And
she could do whatever she wants.
And she's about to get another one, because I was listening to the soundtrack today.
So good.
Rose's Turn.
Babe.
I was listening to it, getting ready to go to the gym, and the way she was singing in Rose's Turn stopped me in my tracks. And even talking about it right now, I feel the tears, because she brought so much vulnerability, power, betrayal, anguish. Because usually with that song, people are like, oh, I'm defeated. I'm defeated. Wow, that didn't work out. But you could almost feel like she was going to get vengeance.
Yep.
Or something like that. And I was in full tears.
And to be able to portray that in just a recording.
In just a recording. I'm not even seeing her.
You're not even seeing it live?
I haven't even seen her.
It's a skill in itself.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, like, but even with her, is she a mezzo soprano?
She's like an opera singer.
She's like a full.
Like, she got Juilliard trained to be like, like a
literally
full.
can blow.
Yeah. And she said in an interview the other day, she was like, I warm up like an opera singer.
Wow.
For a show that she's not really singing like that. It's more kind of mixy, belty kind of world. And she still's like, I warm up as an opera singer every single day. Which I'm like, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
But exactly. But okay, so if she sees herself as an opera singer, you almost hear her. You hear those operatic elements.
You can hear the technique.
You can hear the technique
in
a very belty, very much like the biblical sense. Like it's a Sondheim musical, so it's practically from the Stone Ages. You know what I mean? Like, it's been around for a very long time. But seeing her bringing herself to it has given so many layers to this character that I don't think we've seen before.
I agree.
So you keep doing what you're doing. Even though in your mind it may not come in that packaging that you would think of, you're bringing something very, very special that other people do not have.
Thank you.
To the roles that you step into. And I cannot wait to see what you do next. You're so talented.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I appreciate that.
I mean it.
That's really kind.
I mean it.
Thank you. It's been a interesting journey discovering my voice. And I didn't realize that my voice touched people. I didn't, because
my eyebrows have yet to recover.
And let me just say, like,
didn't realize. Realizes now. Like, don't get her again, Auntie. Don't get her again.
I knew I can sing. I know I can sing. I know that was never a thing, but I didn't know that the power of how I sing and the way I sing and how I use my voice can affect people's lives until I started doing this show.
Really?
Really, truly. A woman literally came up to me in Sydney, probably like a month into the run, and was like, you made me cry.
Yes.
Your voice made me cry.
Yep.
And no one has ever said that to me before. And it was crazy, because then she said that to me, and I remember seeing an interview later on when Wicked came out and Cynthia Erivo was talking, and she was like, I didn't realize my voice was powerful or it meant something to people until someone walked up to her and said, your voice made me cry.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is just insane. That, like, the fact that me and Cynthia Erivo had a similar thing is funny. But but like, it just was something that, like,
it makes complete sense.
You know, I knew I can sing, but like, I do it because I love it, and I do it because I want people who look like me, little people who look like me, to be able to see themselves on stage and be like, you know what, I can do that. And so when I have grown adults being like, your voice made me cry, I was like, oh, that took me for a shock for a bit. And I was like, oh, I guess there is power to my voice beyond what I thought it was.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
A wider influence than you
Yes. Which is really surreal thing to kind of come to terms with. And I think I'm still kind of like in my head about it. I
can understand
you know?
that.
So when you saying what you said, I'm like, thank you. That really does mean so much to me, because it's still something I'm processing.
That's all right. And you're already kicking ass, but you're still very much at the beginning of your journey as well, which I think is one of the most exciting things.
Yeah.
but your voice is directly connected to the source, because I always think of creativity and artistic expression as a very spiritual thing.
Yeah.
And what you're able to do is be a link directly to that source. And when you get to witness somebody in their element, it is just one of the most powerful experiences. I can't even put it into words. It's just beautiful to witness, and you feel blessed to be a part of it. I'm like, wow.
You're filled with it, yeah.
You're filled with it. You're like, I'm just so glad to be in the room. I'm so glad to be in the room. And then you go and you listen to it on the tram, and then you go and you watch the movie, and then you
wake up and do it again.
Exactly. And then you listen to the soundtrack on the way to it. Do you have a favorite song?
It changes. This week I'm feeling Superstar.
That's the one.
Which is the very last song I sing.
That's the one.
And that's the one that most people come into the show like,
That's
I know that song. And I had a love-hate relationship when that song started, when we first started the show. But
enough.
yeah, I love that song now.
That's the one.
I just get to fully sing. It gets a little gospel-y and churchy, and I feel very much at home.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head like I'm disagreeing, but I'm agreeing with everything.
No, Nicole was shaking her head the whole time. You thought she hated the shit. She had the stank face most of the time. I'm just like...
Well, it's because I was just so taken back by it, because this is a very character-driven kind of show. I wish I would have soaked it in even more. Because when it was over, it was over.
It's over.
It was over like that. It was over like that. And I was like, man, I wish I would have been immersed in it a bit more. But if you are in Melbourne and you have a chance to go see this show and you really love just hearing people sing the fuck down, like that's the only way I could put it. I was like, how do I put this in biblical terms? But people just singing down like you, Jesus, the guy, Sisyphus. I know that's not his name. Caius, thank you. Kaya, all your ladies pop. Never, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute now.
That, and even the young man who played Simon, he only had that one.
Graham, yeah. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I was like clutching my chest, and I was just like, wow.
Yep.
Wow. And I didn't mind King Herod. I like the ragtime. I like the ragtime. I was like, okay, you Jesus Christ, you're the great Jesus. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
But I think that number is needed in the show because it's so heavy.
It breaks it up very nicely. I'm like, I felt my shoulders like,
you can breathe.
Yeah. It's fun. It's that moment of levity. Yeah, it's just so many different elements. Oh, and then the young woman who played, I keep calling her Ho Mary. I'm really apologize about that. I think her real name is Mahalia.
Mahalia, yeah.
Unbelievable. Another talent. Just, how dare y'all?
Yeah.
But before we go,
I'm sorry, I keep talking about it. I'm sorry.
What are you going to manifest for your future? We'd love to do a bit of manifestation before we close up every episode, because you talked about like you keep getting cast, so we want that to continue. But well, where do you want to manifest yourself? Because we literally have actual evidence that manifestation does work. We have episodes people said something, and a couple months later, that thing just happened. Right. So
I would like to manifest. I think I want to write more music.
I know that's right.
And release music. Because people keep asking me if I have music. And I'm like, no. So I think I want to jump into that space of writing, recording, maybe rearranging songs that already exist and kind of like coming up with an EP, an album or something of that sort. And manifesting just more creative liberty and success and whatever that is, you know?
Oh, I know that's right.
That's really it. I just want to be happy and be able to use my creative abilities and whatever that is.
Oh, absolutely. And that easily attainable. I see that happening in the very near future. I feel that I see it for you. Absolutely.
And that's what's so beautiful about like living here. It's like we get to live our best creative lives without having to worry too much, which is just a blessing.
Truly.
And I'm very excited to see where you go with your future.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And honestly, we're going to keep tearing it up because that's the whole purpose of this. We are here for a reason. As you mentioned before, we show up here, we have this ambition, we take up space, and we're going to continue to take up space because that's all we're allowing ourselves to do with this podcast, with our day-to-day lives. Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me.
It's me season.
It sure is.
It's a me era. It's a me era.
Get your scarf.
It's going to be cold out there.
It's cold in here. There must be some meat.
And here we go, Sid. Hey!
It's cold.
Get it now.
I'm so glad these rooms are soundproof because we would have been kicked out a million years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Don't have me act out in here.
But again, thank you so much for coming on our show. We've been absolutely delighted.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank y'all for reaching out and I've been listening because I didn't know that this podcast was a thing when I got here or anything. So when y'all reached out, I was like, oh my God, there's a podcast. There are people who look like me and sound like me a little bit. You know what I mean? I was like, this is amazing. And it's easy to come here and feel isolated in a country like Australia, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to say congratulations to y'all and keep up the fabulous work because it truly is amazing and the podcast is fantastic. So when you reached out for me to come on, I was like, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
I would love to. This has fueled my soul and warms my heart so much. So
thank you,
so y'all should be so proud of yourselves. Genuinely, it is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We are here. We are
Yes.
here. We are here.
We are here, and we want to see you bigger, and we want to tell everyone that you're not alone when you come here, especially because America's.
America has a problem. Beyonce.
All right, this is gonna be an ass to edit, so I'm cutting us off. Sorry in advance.
I'm sorry to that man.
But again, thank you so much for being here. Our listeners are gonna love it. And until next time, I'm Ri'chard.
And I'm Nicole.
And this has been Melanated in Melbourne.
See ya.
This has been Melanated in Melbourne, a podcast that analyzes the Australian lifestyle from the lens of two Black American besties. Visit us at melanatedinmelbourne.com or follow us on Instagram to send us your comments or questions. Thank you for listening.